Happy Thanksgiving!
Now where do you think you're going? Thought it was wrong to come over. My daddy won't be home. It's in dark. Now where do you think you're going? Thought it was wrong to come over. When your mama says I'm no good boy.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, and welcome to another new video. So, today, I'm gonna ramble. This is gonna be a totally nonsensical video with no completed sentences and an utter mess. You know, like any video where I sit down to talk to you guys, pretty much. But, yeah, basically, it was Thanksgiving. Well, it was Thanksgiving when I'm uploading this. It's actually Thanksgiving when I'm recording it. So, yeah. Like, I'm not crazy about the holiday. You know, it is literally a celebration of genocide and stealing of land from people that owned it and had more right to be here for ages. And, you know, all in all, it's kind of a sour taste in my mouth type holiday. But on the other hand, I like the vaguer idea of just like celebrating thankfulness, celebrating things that you might take for granted. And probably as a gay person especially, I feel like there just isn't enough focus on looking at things to be thankful for that aren't necessarily family. And, you know, I feel like especially like, as I said, especially for gay people, because a lot of us have expanded family, have extra family, have, you know, people we have let into our lives that matter in a specific and special way. And, yeah. So, last year I made a whole bunch of thankfulness videos where I talked about various people that I was incredibly thankful for. You know, Adventures of Zach and B, Taylor Robbins, Andrew Neighbors, porn in general. Honestly, this past year has really been kind of most of the same people, to be fair. Like, there's been a lot of Ty Mitchell, a lot of, like, Avery Jones, basically a lot of the porn industry has, like, really seeped into my life a lot more this year than even last year, which was a fantastic year. And it's really stood out to me, and the support and love and sweetness in that whole arena has just inspired me and made me really happy, and I kind of wanted to address that. So, yeah, not a whole bunch of thankfulness videos today, just this one, but I still want to talk about how and why I am so thankful for the porn industry again. So, to start off, first of all, no matter what else, the porn industry is full of some amazing, sweet, and genuinely wonderful people. And I could just, like, ramble off names and probably, like, never stop until I forgot a bunch of names. It was, like, sitting here like, But not even necessary to go into all that specific. Just that, yeah, this is a business and an industry and an art form with so many varied and wonderful people in it. Are there some crappy ones? Yeah, but there are crappy people in any industry, and if we don't use crappy people in other industries to tarnish the whole thing, we shouldn't do the same thing with porn. But there are a lot of genuine and warm people. I have seen amazing support for all kinds of things, be it the BLM movement, be it, you know, just supporting equality in general, to actually, like, voicing out any opposition to hate and being like, no, we are not going to tolerate this among us, and being able to hold each other accountable, even if it costs, like, jobs and contracts and pairings. And it has been fantastic to see that kind of growth and to see that kind of dedication to more than just, you know, paycheck to paycheck, which sadly is not something I can say for many other industries in the world. And it's lovely. And these people are warm and friendly and embracing. I have seen their interactions with other fans and other people who are supportive, and it's been very uplifting and lovely. And it's fantastic stuff to see. And sure, again, there are some bad occasions, but there's also, like, really bad fans and really bad people pushing their buttons at times. So, you know, again, understandable. They are only human, and that is something that needs to be respected as much as anything. So I was having a conversation with some friends lately, and my porn reacts came up because I was mentioning I wanted to react to something else, which is actually sitting right in front of me, and we'll probably get into that later, ideally. But the guy was like, oh yeah, because like, porn is so much similar to that, like, there's absolutely no story to it. Someone else decided to like chime in and be like, well, actually, like, Rule's pretty good at finding porn with stories in it, like some episodic stuff and blah blah, etc. A little bit of support there. And then the guy's response was, oh, okay, so no worthwhile story. And honestly, I just want to use that as like a whole jumping off point, because first of all, like, what do we define as a worthwhile story? Really? Like, all of the mass-produced, boring battle crap that is in pop media these days, and people will fight tooth and nail to say, oh, this is so good, oh, this is different than the last 25 films that followed this exact same formula, and blah blah blah. And sometimes they're even right, which is the thing. Like, media doesn't always have to be the next Anna Karenina. It doesn't always have to be the next Les Miserables. It doesn't have to be deep, true, vital, painful emotion for it to be worthwhile. Easy, wonderful escapism, silliness, these can all be worthwhile and have valid reason to exist in the world. So why doesn't porn get that same dignity? Like, I have reacted to serious and dramatic elements in porn. I've also reacted to camp and silly stuff in porn. And the camp and silly stuff is sort of beautiful in a way, because it does address serious things. It does, like, look at gay tropes and gay experiences, but it does it in a way that doesn't pull you into the potential negativity of those. It's uplifting and escapist from what could be harsh reality for some people. And I think that's lovely. And I like that performers can find a way to get into their ease and to get into knowing each other and to settle into a scene in a way that isn't just, setting up the cameras and making sure that you're all cleaned out and, talking about what you guys are going to order on Uber Eats after you film this scene. It's really sort of warm and lovely, and I have always genuinely enjoyed it, even before doing these reacts. And I enjoy it even more now when I actually get to talk to them and find out, like, oh, this was scripted. Oh, I came up with that on the fly. Or, oh yeah, this happened because of this. And, there's always a little bit of a story there, and that's fantastic. So, to me, I think what makes porn worthwhile isn't anything in particular, but it also doesn't mean that it isn't worthwhile. Sometimes there are fantastic story elements. Take a look at, like, Refocus, which I'm going to be reacting to in a while, or Last Man Standing, or even more recently, A Murdered Heart. Like, A Murdered Heart could work very well as a cinematic piece, and the fact that it is porn almost makes it seem bizarrely wrong, in a sense, for porn, because you're taking a serious dramatic element of a story. But when you look at the execution, when you look at the way they put it together and the way they did their performances in it, it actually works so fantastically on multiple levels, especially because it is genuine, lovely, gorgeous sex on scene. And when these characters are in a setting where sex, so many other aspects of them too, but also mainly sex, is being weaponized and used to degrade and humiliate and point out how disgusting and wrong they are, being able to see sex unfold as something beautiful and organic and chemistry-laden and passionate is actually incredible for the overall messaging of the story. And there are other elements of that too, like Mark McNamara. I said in passing that I noticed that the only people getting actual facials in any of these scenes were the people who were out and proud and accepting themselves, barring one example where the character wasn't in the flashback but ended up turning out that way, blah blah blah. And it was actually gorgeous, to be honest. It was fantastic, and it's an element that, they probably could have got around in a proper cinematic, but I feel like it specifically was beautiful because it was porn, and because we were getting vivid and uncensored versions of sex here. I loved it. And to me, I think that's the rub. Like, is Love Happens the next Schindler's List? No, it's not trying. It's trying to be a cute and fun little romp in the summer with some serious elements to it, like everyone trying to get back to a normal, everyone trying to get back to the order of things, and so many people finding out that the way things were just wasn't all that great and maybe isn't worth going back to in the way that we feel like we're ought to. And I think that's fantastic and beautiful, and it's a great story to tell. And hey, there gets to be some awesome fucking delicious sex in between it. That works out too. All in all, I think that porn has a lot of intrinsic value to it, and I feel like it can ease us into discussions we wouldn't necessarily want to get into otherwise, and it could just like be a good form of escapism that doesn't fully turn away from some of the realities and issues of the world we're in. And it's fantastic, really. And I'm so proud to have even the tiniest bit of involvement in that community, even if it's just making these videos and reacting to scenes, and then getting to make a fun little dirty trailer to put on Twitter and talk to these people about what, where, when, how hard, how much lube, etc. It's been so fun, and I am incredibly thankful beyond thankfulness for so many of these people. So, outside of all that stuff, to semi-conclude here, one thing I did want to say is that, I want to spread this thankfulness. I'm not doing any advent calendars this year like I did in 2019. I don't have any major Christmas plans. I do want to do some Christmas movie reacts, but I also wanted to do Halloween reacts all the way through November, and as you guys can see, that didn't happen. I actually had Friday the 13th lined up, but the file got corrupted. And I guess that, well, actually no, that didn't suck the enthusiasm out of anything, to be honest. What sucked the enthusiasm out is that the new Animal Crossing DLC came out, and I've been obsessed with that. And now Pokemon Brilliant Diamond came out. I haven't started yet, but I'm going to very soon. And quite honestly, if I am not putting out a lot of content over December, that is why, even though I am saying right now I want to do it. But one thing I want to do is spread a lot of thankfulness. So right off the bat, I do want to focus especially on the Love Happens crew. I want to make some videos for Brock Banks. I want to see what I can make for Leo Lewis. I want to see what I can do for Dallas Preston. I want to be able to spread out and do more things for this industry and for the people in it, because they are fantastic people. They are amazing. And I love the idea that I get to support them. I do really want to dedicate a bit of time to giving back to these people, because they've been fantastic to me all this year. They were fantastic to me last year, and I am really in awe and thankful and just like so touched by everything I've received from this wonderful group. And it's fantastic. So yeah, porn matters. Sex work is work. Sex work is valid. And these people are amazing and genuine and have so much depth and broadness to them beyond just their cum shots, beyond just how many inches they can take in their ass or down their throat. And if you, the viewer, can take the time to see that and appreciate that, you're going to see something so much more amazing than just porn. And that is something that is worth it every single day. So yeah, this was me talking about my thankfulness for the porn industry again. And if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. And of course, remember, life always gets better as long as you work at it, brick by brick. See ya.